Hi guys, Tiffany here and welcome to my quilting life. So before I get to anything at all, for those that are new, hit that subscribe button down there, like my videos, and even hit that little bell so that you can get notified when I am on, since all my videos are live. So yeah, it's nice to know when I'm on since this is all I do. Secondarily, don't mind me, I am really in my pajamas today, like literally 100% all pajamas day. It's been a lazy day. I've been hanging out with the husband, laying on the couch, being lazy, watching movies, and eating junk food, because that's what we do. So I just wanted to come on. We're going to start the Bargello part 7, which is the
Diane says
next
hi.
section. Oh, I can see that part once it's on. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Diane.
I don't know if it's
Hi, Tracy. All right, so um, yeah, we just got to finish the next 2 quarters of the bottom half, which I'm kind of just doing it. Obviously, you guys have noticed. But first of all, I got mail in my P.O. box for the first time, so I figured, why
Hi,
not?
Diane. Diane said hi to me.
Yeah, Scott's on the other side. He's kind of curious what I got in the mail. So, I mean, I only got 2 pieces of mail, so, but it was the first time getting mail in my P.O. box, so we were kind of excited to see what
It's
I
a
got.
big
So,
ordeal. Don't make it sound like it's a little thing. People are being nice.
so, yeah, so something from Vicky and something from Karen. So I was just going to open it, and if it's just a letter, obviously I don't have to read it out loud. But, you know. Oh my god, are you serious? How about a seam ripper? To get that first little notch going. So, yeah. This is what I'm doing today. Bargello, but first we're opening mail. Oh, it's
Patterns.
like little pattern thingies. I will have to ask Vicky what exactly they are. The paper feels weird. I will have to ask Vicky what exactly it is. And this one's from
Thank her.
Karen.
Thank Vicky.
Yes, thanks, Vicky. Obviously, since you're not here yet, when you do get here, I will ask what exactly those are. Because the paper feels weird, so maybe it's something. Oh, and I'm not using my good scissors. I'm using my paper-only ones. I'm always afraid to open these packages because I always think that I'm gonna like.
They're iron on, Vicky says.
Oh, okay. So I can iron it onto fabric. Ooh, look at this.
Scissors.
Ooh, these are like perfect for applique. Perfect scissors, curved. Perfect scissors, micro serrated blade. What? This would have been perfect like when I started cutting those pieces. Oh, Karen, if you were watching, this is awesome. Which ones are these? Stainless steel knife edge blades. Look at that.
Better than what I got you.
Perfect scissors, micro. Oh, wow, look at how tiny these things are. These are the tiniest things ever. Look at those.
Yeah, I see. Vicky says that you use them to trace and iron or something. I'm not sure.
I'll have to talk with you about it later then, Vicky. You put the new pencil to trace. Oh, okay. Yes, these are Karen K. Buckley scissors. Wait a second. Karen K. Buckley. Karen K. Buckley.
She must like you. The maker
Karen
of the
K.
scissors.
Buckley is the designer of these scissors. Why didn't I put 2 and 2 together when I got the thing? Because I just saw these on a video like a week ago.
So the person that
Someone
invented the
doing-
scissors sent them to you to use. That's
Yes.
awesome.
That is like the most awesomest thing ever, guys. Look at this. So Karen K. Buckley sent me these awesome
Diane says they're not cheap. They're
designer
expensive.
perfect scissors that I am definitely 100% going to use. and 100% going to review because, well, I just got done starting an applique quilt, but the next applique quilt, I just saw these serrated blades being used on making appliques so much easier.
Mhm.
This is freaking awesome. So, Karen K. Buckley, thank you so very, very much.
And where's she from?
This is Carlisle, Pennsylvania, which is close to where my husband actually grew up. He's from Jonestown, Pennsylvania. So it's like a couple cities over, or the next city over, something like that. I don't know Pennsylvania very well, but...
Now that Vicky's on, show her your stuff. Pull that out of here.
So yes, I got a bunch of perfect scissors, which I will be using. Yay! This is awesome. All right. So, second news, for those of you that entered the giveaway for scraps, my husband did not get the note that I needed boxes from the post office before he went to the post office, so he will get boxes tomorrow so that I could pack up a bunch of stuff for you guys. So, yeah, so...
Vicky Lemire's on. She says hi.
Oh, she's saying hi to everyone else.
Yes.
So yeah, so I just trace and iron on.
Show them to the camera.
I
You
am
haven't
showing
shown
them to the camera. It's going to be hard for them to see. They can't see paper writing stuff on my camera.
I can see it halfway decent. They can.
These are the perfect thing for those perfect scissors to take some fabric and make. My phone's ringing. Sorry, guys. Okay, so enough out of the way. I'm going to get to the cutting mat, and we're going to start cutting and doing the things we need to do over there. Be sure to check out the website for free videos of other amazing products. Oh, this is from the Karen K. Buckley thing.
Poor Man Sewing said they got some from Karen too.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, no, she's probably talking about these.
From Vicky.
The
Oh.
things from Vicky.
Oh.
All right, guys. So bear with me. I'm going to turn the camera around to the cutting station, and we're going to start cutting up the Bargello. And to everybody that sent things, Vicky and Karen K. Buckley, I appreciate it very, very, very much. Yeah, I was not expecting that. I was kind of wondering what was in the package, but my husband says, no, you gotta wait, open it in a little bit so everybody can see what you're getting. So, yeah. All right, guys, so let me turn around to the cutting area and plug this in because you guys know my phone dies quite easily. And we will get to cutting.
Are we turning it over here?
Yep.
Back over.
Don't mind the husband, he's shirtless like always. He does not live with a shirt on ever in his life. Unless it gets a little bit too cold. Then he might put a shirt on.
I wore a beanie this morning.
A beanie and no shirt.
Yeah, Leroy was yelling at me. He says, where's your shirt? I said, I got my beanie on.
Alright. So we are on part 3 and 4.
No.
Of the bottom.
No, it's from the window. Something. Yes, I know. I smelled it too.
It smells funny in our garage coming from the wind blowing in our window. Alright, so I'm making sure they're flat. Same as yesterday, just different numbers.
You want the pieces in, not, I can't get your head in this.
I don't want my face in.
Okay, I can't
This
get
part.
your
They
face.
just need to see my cutting.
Okay,
You don't
that's
have to
all.
move it anymore. I had it just right. So, just like yesterday, we're going to have the pop color, or the piece that we sewed together, creating the tube up top, and the part of the fold at the tube to the bottom. So we're going to do that on both sections. We're keeping it to the top. And we are also going to make sure that we have 18 1/4 of available cutting, obviously. I'm pretty sure we do. Yes, we do, because we always have 20 inches, and on the second section we need 20 1/4 inches of available cutting space,
Michelle
and we
says
do.
hello, everyone.
Hello, Michelle. Let me turn this so I could see comments. Excuse me. All right, guys, so I'm going to make sure and remember the selvage is always on the left. That's how you know you're starting from the right side, because if I hook these two panels together, they will match because they were cut from the same strip. That's why I did it this way. So yeah, all right. I'm going to straighten these up nicely, making sure that every single selvage is being cut off, which this one is hard to tell because it's sitting funky. Right there. It's on a line. Slide that over just a little. Grab my ruler and a rotary cutter. And again, you guys know if I leave my rotary cutter, don't freak out on me. The safest way to do it if you need to leave it open because you're cutting constantly is to keep it to the side with your blade away from you, where your handle is grabbable every time so that you're not hurting yourself. Just thought I would add that one in because
Did you tell them you cut yourself with it before?
they know I've cut my fingers off before.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm just going to lay this on a line to make my first cut. And that's to get rid of the selvage, and then I'll start telling the numbers out loud. So I'm going to throw that up out of the way. And again, don't mind my mess today. I do have quite a bit of a mess going on up here. Alright, so our first cut, which is going to be piece number 21 of the top section. And that's going to be 1 3/4 inch. And remember, when I write my directions, which the cuts are down below in the description, I put 1.75. That means 1 3/4. And when I say 2.25, that means 2 1/4. That's how I just say it, and that's how I write it. That's just the way I am. So this is 1 3/4 of a cut. So again, I find 1 and I find my 3/4 line it up, and I stick my weight on here to keep a nice straight cut so the ruler don't move on me, which has happened to quite a lot of us. And then we get frustrated with our cuts.
Hi, Michelle. Michelle said hi to me.
Oh. Scott's out here hanging out. It beats playing video games. So I'm just going to slide this out of the way, and I'm going to cut a 2-incher. So I'm going to line it up, and this next one is 2 inches. Put my weight up here at the top. Slice on down. So I'm kind of going up in numbers for a little bit. Then we got 2 1/4. And it's best if you guys are using a ruler that makes sense. There are some rulers out there that the lines aren't the way they are. And I use this Fiskars one because my quarter lines are in black. I don't know how well you can see this, but
Hold it. Stand it up higher.
like this. See how my quarter marks are in black? That's how I see it better. On my inch marks, it kind of gets confusing with these notches, but if I use my ruler in the long way like this, the notches come in handy. That's where I see my quarter and half and so on inches. So this makes sense to me. So always make sure you're using a ruler that makes sense to you.
Someone asked a question, but it went away. I
When
can't
sewing
see.
a block does, all you have to do is tap the screen.
Oh.
When sewing a block, does it always have to be a 1/4 inch of the seam? Yes. For these, now there are some people that have rope patterns that it says use a scant 1/4 inch. A scant 1/4 inch is literally one itty bitty needle to the side, and or it's like right before and or right after the 1/4 inch. So yeah, there are some patterns that call for a scant, but typically if you keep consistent with your 1/4 inch seam, you will have perfect points, perfect matching everything every time. That's especially with this. Like my 1/4 inch seam was the same throughout this whole entire thing. So as you guys have seen through these videos, I just am laying the pieces on and they are nesting perfectly because each seam in between has that 1/4 inch seam, so they are laying flat. Every single one of these is exactly the same distance apart, making it so much easier. Hi, Barbara. My husband's supposed to be the one seeing new names over there to tell me when people are on saying hi. Well, he doesn't have to, but the screen kind of goes out and then comes back.
It goes
at
out
certain
when
times.
I don't, as soon as something pops up, I don't get to read it. It
All
goes
right,
out
so
right away.
we just did
Kinda
1 3/4, a 2-inch, and a 2 1/4 inch. So now we're at 2 1/2 inch. We're on panel part 3 of the bottom. So 2 1/2 inch is the one we're cutting now. And remember, all the numbers for these cuts for the whole entire quilt are top and bottom are exactly the same, and they're all in the description. For putting it together, the lineup of it, obviously you guys will have to follow along because I don't know if I'm describing it well enough in the description below. So now we're going to 2 1/4 again. So we're going back down. And we're going to be at that dreaded 1 incher soon, but we will make it work like always. Like I said, there's only 2 in the whole entire thing, but technically 4 because it's a top and a bottom. So there is my 2 1/4. Now to 2 inches. You don't have to hang out here the whole time, Scott.
I know.
They know when I'm trying to keep up with comments at the same time as cutting. They know. Most of the time they talk amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Alright, so this one was a 2 inch. Next is 1 3/4, or the way I write it is 1.75. And it's always nice to have a weight for these longer cuts. Now, if you, like I've said in a couple of the other videos, if you have a smaller cutting table, it is perfectly okay to fold the piece in 1 more half. That is perfectly fine. And the only reason why they're oriented a certain way is because we're cutting from a certain section over. Alright, so the next one is 1 1/2. Sliding that out of the way. 1 1/4 is next. Lining it up as
Tracy asks, how can you tell if you sewed it correctly? The 1/4 inch.
you can measure it with a ruler. That's what I usually do, or what I started doing when I first started sewing and I didn't know about the 1/4 inch seam, and then I started learning. I would just measure it. So this next one is 1 inch.
Tapping the screen doesn't bring them back up.
Oh, it doesn't?
No.
Oh, I thought it did. I don't usually look at the screen from this way, from that angle, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, 1 inch. My piece kind of adjusted a little. And then I have this nice good chunk left to go with my other good chunk. Alright, so these ones are all cut and ready to go. So I'm going to stagger them on top of each other this exact way from left to right going on the top. That way my furthest left piece is sitting on the top so I can grab it first, but keeping them in order. Again, you guys can use your dots or you can use your sticky notes from the 99-cent store to mark your numbers so that you don't lose your pieces. And you guys know my little secret trick, taking the ruler, sliding it under, picking it up in the exact order that it was, and then I take it over to my desk. But I'm not going to turn the camera, I'm just going to go lay it down and come back and cut the next section. This is how I keep myself from getting anything out of order. Works perfect.
And the dots and the sticky notes are cheaper at the 99-cent store than at Walmart, because I was just there this morning to look for birthday presents for the wife. Her birthday's coming up. And yes, Walmart was more expensive. I was amazed.
Alright, I'm going to line this up nicely on a line, because this is now panel 4. And I'm going to make sure that all of these edges come past a number here very carefully. I just want to get them all right there on the edge, keeping it nice and straight. Also, any magnet will stick to your plate. Magnet works nicely. Mark a 1/4 inch from your needle and use masking tape. When I get over to the machine, I'll show you again how to correctly make sure each individual machine has different settings, but I'll go over to my machine and I'll have my husband hold it so I can, actually I'll just show you right now.
We can move
Screw
the
it.
camera.
Alright, just take the whole thing off. Bring it over here carefully and slowly. Just come behind me and look at my machine. Okay, so you guys know that mine is the Brother SQ9285. A lot of these machines are different. So I have this little 1/4 inch marker that I use to keep myself from going further. Let me put my needle up. But these feet right here, if you take it off, can you see down in here? On here, on your presser plate, there is a 1/4 inch line. Some of these presser feet go beyond that 1/4 inch line. And I feel I sew better if I just adjust my needle. So what I do is my straight stitch on here is number 2. That gives me a center needle. Then I take and adjust my position of the needle, which is the bottom number on my machine. And so as you can see right here down at the needle, see how it's going over as I lower the number? That's actually the stitch width. But if you put it at a specific number, it will stay. So my machine is 6 inches, and how I find that out is I lay this ruler right here underneath the presser foot, put it right there on the edge, and I lower my needle. And I poke a hole into my wood ruler, and I don't know if you guys can see this little itty bitty dinky hole right here, but that is on my 1/4 inch line. And I always poke to make sure, because that's how I know I'm always getting it right. So you could take your regular ruler, which I don't have one right next to me, but you can just take your acrylic ruler too and just place it down and lower your needle. And if you see your needle on that 1/4 inch line, you know you have it correct. So you can either adjust this way or choose, like if you have a Genome or Singer or something and they don't have these computerized options, you can also adjust your dial at the top to move your needle position over. That is the best way to accurately get it. And then they also make presser feet that have, hold on, let me pull one out. There's this one, and there's these as well. These are the 1/4 inch seam feet. But you also have to adjust that needle, because if you don't, it's got that small little hole. I don't know if you guys can see very well, but that tiny little hole, if your needle does not make, if you don't adjust your machine to hit that tiny hole right there, it will not be center and you will screw up and break a needle, because I have done that like 3 times now on my old machine, because my old machine didn't adjust like this one does. So that's the best way to do it, is your stitch width adjusts where your needle position actually sits. So just remember that little squiggly line adjusts the needle's position. The top one adjusts the length of the stitch. In this project, we're using a 2. So just thought I'd let you guys know it's best to just use a ruler and put it on there. See, so this is my stitch length and that's my width. And it's going to be different on all of your guys' machines, but that will put that needle right here where it needs to go. See? So watch my needle again. See how my needle is moving over? And then I can go back the other way. Just choose your straight stitch position and put your needle where you need it to be. That's the best way to do it, guys. And then you can get one of these little magnetic seam guides, which I tend to use to keep myself from veering to the side, and it works just great. So there's that real quick, guys.
There's a couple people talking back and forth about using a magnet on a...
Oh, this one's fine. The computerized stuff is not down here. Just to let you guys know, the computerized stuff is all up in here. I've taken these machines apart. I wish I had the picture to show you guys, but I can't insert a picture on live video. But I have taken these apart. There is nothing computerized down here at the bottom. That is all mechanics. There's computerized stuff right here on the side and in the top, but there's not much on the side. It just has to do with the fan plug-in, because there's a fan in your machine, and your power cord. I've taken these...
Genome dealer said it can take out the electronics in the machine. That's on a Genome, though. That's the Genome dealer, who is also the repair person. He said it's not a good idea because a magnet can take out your electronics.
No, I've used the magnet on electronics and on non-electronics. The worst thing for a magnet is to go on a screen. If you put the magnet on the screen, it can pull it forward. Don't put it on TV screens, tablet screens, phone screens. You name it. But down here, it's not going to matter because this is not electronic in this part.
Well, also, this isn't a genome either.
Yeah, this is a brother, and these brothers are made pretty cheaply. You guys know that. So, all right, so let's get back to the cutting. So yeah, just so that you guys know, that's how the 1/4 inch is set. On some machines are different than others, though.
Hold on.
Like I
Plug
said.
is down here.
That's fine, it won't die. All right. Yeah, they wouldn't have made that plate on the presser plate. They wouldn't have made that metal if it wasn't meant for magnets. They do make seam guides for some machines, but my machine, it has the hole for one, but I've never found a seam guide for it.
That's good there.
Yeah, that's fine, as long as I can see. Okay. Yeah, I bought mine on Wish, actually, wish.com, and it was $1. So,
My wife loves Wish.
if you guys need, don't buy fabric on Wish, though. Never buy fabric on Wish. You can use all sorts of other stuff off of Wish. They sell, not this rotary cutter, but they sell, like,
I could have handed it to you.
these kind of rotary cutters right here. The little smaller 45mm ones. And they're really good. The handle is like, you wouldn't expect it, but this is not breakable. And they sell blade replacements. And let me tell you guys, the blade replacements, I am a discount cheap shopper. You guys know this. So the blade replacements, you can get 50 blades for $11. That is a lot of blades for $11. And you guys know me, I go through a lot of blades. So they have little snip scissors and all sorts of stuff that I've bought. I've bought presser feet from Wish. I've bought all sorts of things. You name it, I've probably bought it on Wish. Pins, needles for the machine, Wonder clips. They sell Wonder clips. They sell basting spray. Just don't buy it because it's too expensive. It's actually cheaper at the store. They sell rulers, but they're in centimeters, so if you're working in centimeters, then it's good for you, but if you're working in inches, you need to know your conversion.
That's because America's the only country left that doesn't use centimeters.
Yeah. I've seen some Ulfa products on there, yes, on Wish. Alright guys, so let's get to these cuts. I'm going to make sure what I was doing was where I was. Alright, so that's lined up on a line. I'm going to go ahead and trim this down.
Hello?
Alright, so we're back to the cutting. This first cut is just taking and making myself a straight line. So did I explain the 1/4 inch to you guys good enough, I hope? To make sure that you get it good every time on your machine. Like I said, some machines are different. But my Kenmores that I did have, they were the same thing. It was just adjusted that way with the little, it had a dial for the stitch width, and then it had buttons for the stitch length. Which was very weird, but yeah. Alright, so we're on panel 4. Let's put this paper up to us. And the first cut, which is cut number 31, is going to be 1 1/4 inch. So we are going to start going back up with our numbers all the way up. There's no more little numbers, no more ones. So lucky you and I are too old for Grandma. Maybe it take a lot of time. I didn't realize that I forgot all about it. Yes, Sandy. I know. I take care of them every day, except for today, obviously, but every day. That's what I do. They are a lot of time and a lot of work. And for those of you that are quilters and have kids, there are ways around it, though. Lots of ways around it. All right, next cut is 1 1/2. I totally was not expecting that mail today. That was pretty awesome. I've never gotten anything from a designer before. Well, actually, I've only gotten a couple things anyway since I started. So, yeah. It's weird. I've never actually really... I've only a couple times bought the expensive stuff only because it was required for a project, but... Alright, this next cut is 1 3/4. So, yeah. It's rare that I actually buy expensive stuff, but I do sometimes. So next cut is 2 inches. Like I said, we're just tapering back up. Michelle, I got all these from Karen K. Buckley Perfect Scissors. So they're like for everything. I guess this is advantages of micro serrated blades, keeps fabric from slipping, cutting is more accurate, helps prevent frayed edges, cuts 4 to 6 layers of cotton fabric easily. Then we have, they all say the same, like these ones right here. These ones are precision and detail cutting and right and left-handed scissors. These big ones keep fabric from slipping and cutting is more accurate and it prevents frayed edges. Cuts up to 8 layers of fabric easily. Wow, 8 layers? That's awesome. And then these ones are clipping threads for sewing, embroidery, and so on. So that's why they're so small. And cutting away stabilizer. And then these ones keep fabric from slipping, cutting is more accurate, helps prevent frayed edges, and also cuts 4 to 6 layers of fabric easily as well. And they all have little caps for them too, which is really, really nice. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get one of those little dingling hangers for the wall. You guys know what I mean. It's a little like board that you can put the little clips on to hang things. So I'll have to get one of those for the wall to start putting stuff up on there. No, these are not from Wish. These came from Karen K. Buckley herself, which was pretty darn awesome, I think. All right, so back to the cutting. Where were we? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So we're at the 2 inches, which I just cut it, so why am I even counting? Got sidetracked there. All right, 2 1/4. This is the next cut. Heck yeah, it's awesome. Yep. I couldn't believe it. That was the craziest thing. And then I realized the name. As soon as I saw the scissors, I realized the name because I just saw a video with a lady using them for applique and that they worked way better for applique. And the crazy part is I already cut out all my applique. But my deadline is coming close on my project, so I really got to get that thing done. All right, so let's see. This is 2 1/2 now. The last one was 2 1/4. This one's 2 1/2. And also for newbies, make sure you double check before you cut. I know in the beginning I accidentally cut a couple things smaller or bigger than I was supposed to because I was talking and not paying attention, which is what I'm doing now. But I'm pretty used to my ruler now, so I just kind of go where the marks are, which I'm missing tons of lines on, but it's because I use the same cuts usually over and over. All right, so this was 2 1/2. If you don't remember, just go back and now we're at 2 3/4. I'm having issues keeping things nice and straight today, but that's okay. And then 3 inches. Make sure it's 3 inches on the top. And then the next one after this 3 inches is the last cut, which will be 3 1/4. If I can not slide it all over the place because of that little piece of thread. Straighten this back up. And do 3 1/4, and that would be the last cut, as you can tell. So we had plenty. All my leftovers will go into project scraps. we did hamburgers last. We went and had bacon cheeseburgers last night. I crave those like once a month. So last night we went to Red Robin, had bacon cheeseburgers and all-you-can-eat fries. And then on my birthday, we're going to go to the steakhouse because we figured we'll just change it up. That way I'm not going to the steakhouse twice in just a couple days because technically we're broke, so. All right, again, I'm just going to pull from the left and kind of stagger them on the right just to keep them in order, but I'm going to start sewing before I even bring these over there. I'm just going to leave them sit over here for now. I'll even pre-put my nice ruler under there, close my blade, and I'm going to bring my chart over and get everything over to that side now, guys, so I can start some sewing. I'm going to lay this right there. And throw the phone over there.
If we're leaving in about 40 minutes, that means you got about a half an hour left.
Okay, just remind me like a few minutes beforehand. I'm going to have to make part 7, this part right now, 2 parts. I'll probably only be able to get this because we're leaving to go do something for Halloween.
Tell them we're going to go see
We're going to go
girls.
see the babies that we babysit. We're going to go
on Main Street.
on Main Street and do the Halloween thing that we do on Main Street. Oops, wrong button. I found that my comments are easier in front of me so that I can see what you guys are saying and sew at the same time. Scott, Michelle said, wow, 141. Steak dinner, Scott. But I told her we did burgers last night and doing steak on my birthday instead.
That's up to you. We just don't ever get time off to do it.
All right, so I'm going to slide those out of the way, but I am going to start with my furthest left piece. That's why I staggered them with the leftist piece up on the top. And I'm going to grab this portion down off of my little hanging up area. I'm going to put my red pop color to the top. Okay, so what we did was the first piece, the pop color is all the way at the top. We stagger up. This is the bottom, and this would be the top section of the bottom. So I staggered up to piece 5, then back down, and piece 10 is actually not there. It's not visible. It's actually visible right here at this bottom. And then the next one, piece 11, starts coming back up, and we're just going all the way up until piece 20, which is this last piece. So you will see some of pop color C was, because pop color B is the white, pop color C now is visible, and we're going to go back down now because this is piece 20. So now we're going to start tapering back the, which would be up, obviously. We're going to be tapering back up until we get to piece 30. Okay? So 10 pieces from now, and that's where we will be. So I'm just going to fold this a little. Hi, Teresa. Where's everybody going? Going where? Are you talking about for Halloween?
I think that's the dinner thing. They're all talking about going out.
Oh.
They're talking amongst themselves all about they want to come
I
with.
think the kids will all go to the mall for Halloween. Alright, so let's grab this piece. We are going to find out where our pop color A needs to be. So it needs to be 1 down. So I'm going to hold this where it needs to stay. I'm going to bring this up till I find my position, and I'm going to rip those 2 apart. And again, it's good to have a nice seam ripper.
Teresa
So
says
thanks
she's
to
sending
Michelle
us
for my
something
seam
tomorrow.
ripper.
Teresa says she's sending us something tomorrow.
Oh, okay, Teresa. I always love gifts from Teresa.
Well,
She's
tell
so
them they don't
kind
have
to
to
me.
send us all.
You guys, nobody has to send me anything. I just figured, you know, because I know that people our age, not the younger generation, but our age and older, we still write mail and send it in the mail. Like, we still write checks and send them in the mail to pay bills. We're all not used to credit cards and whatever else these days, you know? We're still old school that way. Like, we don't even use regular computers unless we actually have to. So, yeah. I just figured it'd be nice to be able to actually participate in using the American mail system. Alright, so let's sew this on here. We're using a 1/4 inch seam like always, and I showed you guys already how to perfect your 1/4 inch seam on whatever machine you are working on. All machines are different, but I'm telling you, with these, if you keep these strips at a 1/4 inch consistently, whether it's a scant 1/4 inch or an on point perfect 1/4 inch every time, as long as that seam is consistent through this whole entire top, these pieces are going to nest right on top of each other. It's so flat you don't feel a bump, lump, or anything. They press nicer, but in reality, I'm just like barely holding it down so my presser plate does not flip the bottom piece that faces up, which it tends to do. Other than that, I don't have to hold it, I don't have to pin it or nothing. It came out 100% consistently perfect. At least for me. So I'm just laying them on here and sewing down the side. And obviously aligning my pieces because I have this big fold so they're not staying laying on
Michelle
top
asked,
of each
did you
other.
box the scraps this end? Is that the stuff
No.
that I failed on?
My husband didn't grab, he went to the post office before the post office opens the doors. Only the mailbox, post office boxes
PO boxes.
section is open. So he didn't get the shipping boxes for that yet. So that will be tomorrow when he runs down there because they're already closed today. So yes, tomorrow you guys will watch me stuff as much scraps as possible into boxes. They're not very big boxes, but I will shove as much as I can because I'm doing it fits, it ships. Because remember, you guys know I'm poor. So we're going to do as best as we can. I will give you as many scraps as I possibly can, even if I have to lay them all nice and flat and stack them really, really tight. Probably get more scraps that way anyway if I lay them all on top of each other nicely, like paper.
Yeah.
It probably will fit better. So that's tomorrow's project. And after we do our thing today for Halloween, I'll come back and do part 8, which is be finishing the rest of all this sewing and then hooking the top and bottom together. So, how's everyone's Halloween going so far? Is everybody seeing their kids and grandkids and neighbor kids and everything all dressed up? Because I know it's later where you guys lived compared to me. Ooh, it's boring right now. Ooh. Today, so I don't know how some of these parents are going to take their kids out in little tank top costumes and stuff out in the wind. It's warm out, but it's really, really windy. Dresses, they all better be wearing pants or shorts underneath. Or their diapers or underwears are going to be blowing in the wind.
Michelle says we're good together. Well, we try. We have our moments.
Well, I know where all yours are, Teresa. Have you seen any neighborhood kids? Well, you kind of live a little bit further from your neighbors, though, huh? Are you going to go anywhere, Teresa, where little kids are running around trick-or-treating? Does anybody even trick-or-treat in your guys' neighborhoods? How about that one? Here is very rare. Only
yeah,
people,
we don't do that here.
the kids around here trick-or-treat in the rich golf course neighborhoods, thinking that they're going to give a lot of candy, but technically it's like it was when I was a kid. They just give a little handful in each bag, and that's it. Cheap candy. So we technically, every year, it's a safer thing. All the kids go up onto Main Street, and all the businesses in town and little, mom and pop shops, they set up little booths, and some of them do little game booths and so on. And the family trick-or-treats together with their children on one long street, up and down. You can just go to all the little booths and get candy.
The churches also do
And all the churches and nursing homes
nursing
as well.
homes all go around.
Actually, they're not actually called nursing homes anymore. They're all called assisted living facilities.
Okay, well, all the assisted living homes, they give candy to the people in there, and the little kids can go around dressed up and get candy from them. And the folks in there love that. We used to take our kids there when they were younger.
Smaller. When my kids were littler, they used to go trick or treat anywhere we can trick or treat that wasn't house door to door, because where we lived when they were even smaller, door to door is a lot of walking.
Yeah.
A lot of walking. We live in the desert, guys. It's a lot of walking. Our houses have quite a few, you know, distance in between our houses. All right, so I'm tapering back up away from me right now. Some trick-or-treaters every other. Yeah, Michelle, your neighborhood was like super duper busy. Like, I could only imagine not having trick-or-treaters. It seemed like the kind of neighborhood that what is it? What's that movie I said? Like Edward Scissorhands, where everybody's outside,
Yes, you did.
all
You
the neighbors
commented
know
on
each
that.
other, and all the kids actually play outside and not indoors. I loved your neighborhood, Michelle. Like, it seemed like a poppin' neighborhood to live in. It wasn't a loud neighborhood. It was quiet, but yet everybody was walking and outside and enjoying life. It was kind of cool. Nobody does that around here. Oh, that sucks, Sandy.
Maybe it's a religious thing. Or maybe it's just because nowadays all these holidays are too commercial.
The two what?
Commercial.
Yeah. Well,
That's one thing I hate
Valentine's
about
Day is a commercial holiday.
That's one thing I hate about Christmas. They put Christmas stuff out before Halloween even anymore.
Yep.
We had Christmas stuff out in September.
They do enjoy life over here. Yes, they do. 13 houses on your ridge, Teresa, and no small children. Well, well. Looks like you're just gonna have to watch something online. Oh wait, you are. I don't have any kids though to bring out and say trick or treat in some costumes for you guys. Darn.
We'll only be gone for an hour, and then we can be back, and you can do your last.
See, like I said, you can just keep going through as long as you're making sure your pieces are lined up on top of each other. These nest so nicely. Lots of trick-or-treaters, but as the kids grew up, we had fewer and fewer. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know, when I was a kid, we went trick-or-treating, and there was even times that, I remember one year as a kid, we went trick-or-treating, and in our neighborhood, we went home, changed our costumes, and went back out trick-or-treating again, because we didn't feel like we got enough candy that year. That was funny. So, I don't think kids do that anymore these days, but I don't know, maybe they do, and I just don't know it because we don't see that same costume again. Alrighty. Next. Alright, so again, I take my pop color A and I lay it to where I want it to sit, and I just roll where I need it to go, and I pull it apart where that lands. That's what to do, and none of this has anything to do with them. We get teenagers here. Teenagers? I haven't seen teenagers go on Main Street here, but in a couple years now, teenagers I don't think trick-or-treat anymore. Like past 14 or 15 years old. I think they just get dressed up and go to each other's houses for parties. I know that Maxine, my daughter, the one that still lives here, she's going out with her boyfriend tonight. I don't know what they're doing, but I know that they're going out. And they're not, I know Maxine is dressing up, but I don't know as what. It's like some kind of Britney Spears looking thing. I don't know. That's what I called it the other day. It's actually like some kind of schoolgirl costume or something. It's cute. I'm wondering what all her friends and everyone thought of her hair, because we chopped her hair off last night. not like it was very long in the first place, but I'm kind of trying to get her to realize that chopping her hair is not the answer. Her hair looks better long. Because she has super thick hair. So. So you don't do the holidays now, Michelle? Or you celebrate them, just not as much because of the kids being grown up? $50 one Halloween. What, did you like enter some kind of Halloween contest or something? Costume contest? Diane? We try to do all the holidays, but I'm kind of burnt out on them. I told Scott, the kids are older now. It's kind of hard to like, what do you really buy them? They want to buy their own stuff. So what do? We just give them all a gift card and call it a day, right? And then when it comes to cooking dinner, it's hard to get everybody together in the same room at the same time because everybody has their own personal life now. So I don't know. We'll see. Every once in a while I check my tension, you guys. Costume contest. Wow, what did you dress as when you won? My goodness. I'm going to place my pieces kind of nicer right here because this is starting to get in the way. Just remember, if you need to move something, if you have a little table next to you and you need to move your pieces, do so. That way you don't knock them down and lose their order. It's kind of hard to lose the order, though, because they all do taper in size. They were scaring the adults. One man got up and ran down the street, leaving his little one standing there crying. Holy shit, Diane. Oops, excuse my language. Holy moly. I've never, oh, I have probably when I was a kid done scary, but now I just wear a shirt that says, this is my Halloween shirt, boo. I don't even have one to wear today. I'm just gonna go, you know, hang out with the little ones. Even though I see them enough, but I like hanging out with them. They have been raised between their home and mine, so I'm very close to my children, my daycare children, and I love them, so I'm going to go spend time with them, even when they're not supposed to be here on the day off. It's only because I could watch their first, this is actually their first year trick-or-treating. So, alright, made sure another one is going the correct way. Do any of you guys still dress up for Halloween? I know you don't, Sandy, because you just said so, but anybody else, do you guys still dress up to this day for Halloween and go out and do things? Or is it just stay home and relax because we're too old and tired to do anything anymore? The kids are grown, they're out of the home, screw it. What about watching scary movies on Halloween? I know some people that do the, every year they do a Halloween marathon where they watch all the Halloween movies they possibly can. Not me. I'm not really into Halloween movies. But I know some people that are. You don't like scary movies, Teresa? Nah. I'm okay with them. Some are just a little over the edge. Like they're not that they're too scary. It's that they're too out there to be real. You know, I like the more realistic, scary stuff. The things that probably could happen or be possible. That's cool, Diane. All right, bye, Sandy. We'll talk to you later. I'll be back on later. Have fun with the baby. Make sure you try to keep your project on the table next to you. You start letting it bend and turn, you're going to start sewing crooked lines. I almost just did that right now, but it's a good thing my little magnetic thing right here, my seam guide, keeps it nice and straight for me. Alright, and remember, everything on this bottom section is being pressed to the left. You don't do horror flicks either, Diane? Jesus. You guys should. Some of them are, like, I find some horror movies super funny. But like I said, there's some that are so stupid, it can't be real, so it's dumb and it's not scary at all. I like the ones that are scary because it could be a possibility that it could happen. Alright, next one. What number am I at? Am I at number 30 yet? No, because I'm totally this way. I will know when I get to the bottom and I'm missing a piece. Alright, and now this one comes apart. Oh. Well, shoot, I didn't know that. I don't know much about other religions. I do know that, and not against Mormons, but I do know that we get Mormon Bible thumpers that come to our door a lot, and they try to take up a lot of my time, even though when I open the door, there are kids screaming in the background, or they can smell food cooking, but they still want to take my time up to talk to me about the Lord Jesus Christ. I know about the Lord Jesus Christ, so why do I need to talk to them about it? Because, I don't know. So I usually kind of try to rush them away. I'll take their pamphlet and read it later, but I try to rush them away because usually they come at the most inconvenient times. Like when I'm in the shower even. They've done that before. So I don't know too much about all those. I don't know. I know Jehovah's Witnesses are, but I didn't know they don't sell I know they don't celebrate Christmas. I didn't know any other holiday. Because isn't Easter Christ's birthday? The day he was born or the day he risen? Sorry, I'm like off when it comes to Bible stuff, guys. So if I get something wrong, it's not my fault.
I want to fly through.
So I know it's something like that. Because they try to convert you to their ways, just like Jehovah. Oh, so Jehovah's Witnesses go door to door too? I didn't know that. I don't know what people's religions are. I kind of stay out of it. I go to Calvary Chapel when I do go to church for holidays. We go to like holiday Sunday service kind of things. But I'm not, I can't say that I'm like, whatever, I pray. So, I guess that's as far as I can go into the religion talk, guys, because I'm not like weird or anything. I'm just me. You don't answer the door. Oh, funny. Nothing against their religions. I mean, everybody believes in God. It's just when you try to cram it down someone's throat, That makes it so much harder to understand the Word of God. So, I mean, going to church, obviously, the preacher isn't cramming it down your throat, but when someone comes to your door and tries to preach it to you, that's cramming it down your throat. Your home is your own spiritual temple, so you don't need someone else coming into it, or near it, or around it, to tell you how you shouldn't pray to the Lord. Does that make sense? And now we're totally off topic. See why I don't talk about religion and stuff, guys? I don't talk politics, I don't talk religion, but it's just a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I understand what I know and grew up knowing. That's it. Christmas is his birthday. Easter is the day he rose. Yeah, I think I had that right. Or at least I almost had that right. I knew it was one or the other. Biblical Christian people watch how you live, so your life is a witness to others. It's okay. Interesting. Among your friends. Oh, pressing to the left. It's reminding me of when you're riding your bike somewhere and you're passing someone on the left and you say, on your left, on your left.
There's a child on the right, not on the left.
No, I'm talking about when you pass somebody when you're riding a bike. You always tell someone, on your left. Alright, we're taking it apart right here. You're liking this, Michelle? The only thing that I think I'm going to be confused about is once I hook the two together, because I didn't repeat the same exact color palette top to bottom, my own personal trying to see something different preference. You guys can, though. That's pretty much how I taught it. That's going to be the only thing that'll probably be a little bit different from mine compared to any of your guys' quilts.
Hi, my mom's fans.
Maxine's yelling in the window, guys.
I brought a guest.
Okay, well, you have to come into the door. They got to remind me. Treats. Oh, yeah, I'm among friends, so I can say what I want. I know, I don't know, I don't want to get involved like that, guys. Like I said, I'm not very Jesus Christy, and I'm not very political, and I'm not very opinionated. I just know what I know, and yeah. When it comes to medical, though, anything medically related, I could give you a piece of my mind there, because there are so many problems in this world medically, and nobody to fix them. And if there is people who fix them, they're not fixing them properly.
Hey, they changed the package, so I hope that's what you wanted.
Well, actually,
Please give me something good to eat.
No. I don't want to
You're
spit
funny,
it out.
Mickey.
No, I don't want wasted food.
Oh my God, come on.
You ain't gonna eat it. You want to spit it out.
Hi, Terry. So good. Hello, Duana. Love your hair, Maxine. Maxine! Max!
What do you need?
Maxine.
Maxine, Mom needs you.
How much time do I have left?
About 20.
Yes.
A little less.
Come here.
15, 20.
Come down and stay perfectly still. Down.
What?
So that, because Michelle wants to see. You might have to adjust the camera. to
There
see
you go.
better. This is what Mommy did to her hair.
Diane says hi,
I told her
Maxine.
that I wasn't going to take it all off. She actually, this girl right here, wanted me to shave all the sides or shave the back.
I'm going to do that.
You are not going to do that. She wanted me to shave it off. Can you believe that, guys? That girl, a girl, wanted me to shave her head.
Oh.
And there's Reno, who is probably not mad because I didn't go too short with Maxine's hair.
I even asked him. He said he doesn't even know what I'm talking about.
What?
You.
What's going on?
Her haircut.
She said that you
You
will be
don't
mad.
want me to cut her hair off.
No,
You had
I
a
like that.
conversation with her, apparently.
I said that
See?
I like- Okay,
See?
if it was shorter than that, I like. I don't know.
If I cut your hair
He
looking
said-
like Reno's, you
he
guys would look
said-
like brother and sister.
No.
He
and that would
said
not
he
be good.
would not if I shaved my head.
Wait, what?
Don't mind my household craziness right now, guys. But for those that are new watching, that is Maxine's boyfriend, Reno, and Maxine. Hi, Billy. You made it just in time for me to almost get off of here. I probably won't even be able to finish these pieces because I gotta go put some regular everyday clothes on besides pajamas because I don't. Well, I could go out in my pajamas and be the crazy
What's the
pajama.
matter?
I could be the crazy pajama lady.
Put on a t-shirt. I have a pair of shorts and a t-shirt. I might wear a hat. We're parents. We don't have to dress up.
Hey, some do. Diane was telling me that she and her husband won $350 at a Halloween costume a couple years back. That's a lot of money to win at a contest.
Yeah, it is.
I've never actually
pretty
been
good.
in a Halloween contest.
What'd
where
they dress up
offer
as?
Money. A werewolf and I forgot the other. A werewolf and. That's probably way too far for me to see.
That's pretty good, though.
Oh yeah, it's way too far for me to see.
Oh, well, honey, just finish what you're doing.
A
You
werewolf
only have
and
like 10,
something.
15 minutes.
An angel. A werewolf and an angel. I knew it was something like that. I didn't want to say it wrong though. Alright guys, so I'm going to finish this little piece right here and I have 4 more to sew on and then the other section, the last panel to sew on, and we'll do that when I come back because right now I'm going to go get ready.
You still have time.
I know, but I'm going to...
I told her to message us when they leave. And when they leave, we'll have a good 15 minutes because they live on the other end of town.
I know. We live close. We could literally walk to Main Street from our house.
Would be at the
I know
very-
it's the
very
trend,
top of it.
Diane, but my other daughter, Alexa, who you guys have met, you guys saw, she has super duper short hair. She's already done that now, and I keep telling these girls, they're pretty, no matter what. They're my beautiful daughters, and they are very gorgeous, but when they shave their heads, it's just, I shaved my head as a teenager, and I don't regret it, but I looked funny. I did. I used to get called weird names because I dyed it blonde on the tips, and my neighbor kid used to call me Bumblebee. Hey, Bumblebee, wanna come play football? Hey, Bumblebee. I'm like, really? You know? So I don't want my girls to have to deal with the name calling and stuff because they are girls with shaved heads. You know? I mean, some women can pull it off. I did look pretty okay at, 16 and 15 years old with a shaved head, but I don't know.
Plus, Lexa dyes hers a different
And-
color every other week.
Yeah, Alexa dyes hers all the time. So here's so far, guys. So this is
That looks good. I like it.
the bottom section so far, okay? So when I come back, I'm just going to leave it all right here on the desk. When I come back, I will sew on these last 4 pieces and those next 9 pieces. And then we will attach the top and the bottom and hope that it looks amazing. We'll overlook it before we connect them though. So, all right guys, what time?
What time?
What time is it now? It's 4:30. I don't know, probably around 7.
Well, we should be back around 6.
Give me time to eat something.
Okay, so yeah.
So around 7, is that fine? I know last night was about that same time, 8, 9, that's 9 o'clock for you guys, 10 o'clock for you guys, so it is Halloween night. But I'll be back in a little while, around 7. I'm hoping that works for you guys. So, alright, let's see. We got Teresa, Billy, Tracy, Diane, Dewana, Terry, Michelle. And that's all I can see in these names. And Vicky. There we go. I think I got them all. Alright guys, so
There's CJ in his costume.
you guys gotta see
Quick show
CJ
him.
before we go.
Quick show him.
CJ can
He's a
get
bush.
away with
Get back.
hiding anywhere.
Okay, there you go,
What
Cyrus.
is it called? A ghillie?
It's a ghillie suit.
A ghillie suit. He is wearing a ghillie suit. So this boy is ready for the hunt. The Halloween hunt, that is. I'm just kidding. So he likes to hide himself in corners and pretend he's a bush so he can jump out and scare people.
Which never works.
Yeah, never works, but still. All right, guys. So for those that are new, like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all in just a little while. Bye.
I'm trying.
It's an X.
I know.
Sometimes